Okay, I am so sorry for not posting a video this Monday. I had a lot kind of going on, so I'm very, very sorry about all that happening. That's aside the point. Touching on to the main topic of this video, the concept of making bulk utilizing characters from the public domain is actually a lot more difficult than you think. Now, yes, you can utilize the idea of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Heck, Stan Lee even used that as the main inspiration, took it to a much more massive and much more hulking level, if you will. Here's what I will say. The concept of finding a man turning into a monster, but still doing relative good, or being his own kind of character and following him on a story of that kind of nature is not really common in the public domain, unless I am proven wrong, and I'm always willing to be proven wrong if that is the case. But look, I've been yapping a bit too much. You guys saw the thumbnail to the video. You guys know what's going down. We're trying to create our very own Hulk utilizing concepts from the public domain. Enough of me talking, and how about we get drawing? Public domain, Incredible Hulk. Let's go! And we begin the designing process for our public domain Hulk. Now, instead of calling this character Hulk or some variation of just switching the letter, say from like Hulk to Bulk to Dulk, I don't know, I decided to call this one the Ogre because, first of all, an ogre is a mythical creature, and it very much ties into, that whole concept that I kind of have in mind for his origin. And not only that, in my X-Men video that I've done, I basically made my own interpretation of Nightcrawler that I call Imp. So again, playing off of mythical creatures of different, mythologies and different lores and all that other kind of stuff. And not only that, and if you're wondering why his skin is orange, no, he's not the descendant of our current president of 2025. I actually wanted to kind of switch the colors of the Thing and the Hulk, because in Marvel Comics, the Thing is orange, Hulk is green. Now, in my rendition, I created my own Fantastic Four, where my interpretation of the Thing, that I call Golem, actually has a green, rocky skin layer, and my Hulk should have the orange skin layer. Now, originally, I also called him O-Rage, like O and then R-A-G-E, playing on the concept of the color, and then also the fact that he's a giant raging monster. But I decided to just stick with the idea of calling him Ogre because it just feels, it just feels right in my opinion. But anyways, that's enough of me yapping things out. What do you guys think of my interpretation of this, of the Hulk that I call the Ogre? You guys enjoyed my interpretation of the Hulk? You think I could have used somebody else a little different? Let me know in the comments down below. And heck, while you're down there, you might as well just, suggest other potential characters that I should try making public domain renditions of. Because, heck, that might be a little bit more fun. And not only that, while you're also down there commenting, you might as well hit the like button if you've really been enjoying this video so far. And if you've really been liking these videos and you want to see more of them, you might as well hit the subscribe button. Again, if you really enjoy these videos, you might as well just catch up onto, when I post these videos out. Potentially Monday, Friday, both. Who knows? Anyways, that's just an opinion that nobody asked for. Let's get to the video. I don't really have a full-fledged story for this character, but if I did, it would be something along the lines of this. Oliver Oakley was one of the best archaeologists of all time, traveling all around the world, managing to find some very obscure yet extremely rare items, most ancient lands around our own Earth. So, of course, realizing that there are people with superpowers out there probably obtaining powers through these magical artifacts, or better yet, some of these superpower people being said mythical creatures, it opened up a new horizon for Oliver to really dive deep into looking into basically the unknown realms of mythology and to see whether or not if it's real. And it was because of this intensified curiosity, it's what led Oliver to finding the tomb of the Raging Ogre. Some legends say that the Raging Ogre's spirit lies deep within this dark and enclosed tomb, and whoever is to open it is to somehow envelop the purified, unadulterated rage of this ogre. Let's be honest, Oliver being that kind of horror character that would actually go towards the danger, obviously had to go to this enclosed tomb, and as soon as you know it, as soon as he opened it, it wasn't just the spirit of a raging ogre inside of it. Turns out this raging ogre's spirit was actually holding back other threatening mythical forms of threats that were actually going to unleash its fury onto the world itself. Due to Oliver opening up this tomb, the entirety of those mythical threats have now been unleashed onto the world itself. Now, the world is in horrendous dangers, not just of the threats of already the superpowered people and the mythical creatures that already lie deep within the cities of high-end populations, but now the mythical threats from this one particular tomb now being open, unleashing the ultimate fury of cosmic, mythical type of entities that would lay waste to this world. The spirit of the ogre was enraged, hating the fact that this has happened, and went to the nearest person, went to the one person, ended up opening up the entirety of this tomb. This person was the one to open it, he is going to be the one to close it. In doing so, spirit of the ogre fused with Oliver Oakley. The combined power of the vengeful spirit of this ogre and Oliver, they became the brutal ogre. Whew. Okay, let me tell you, that entire story was not necessarily easy to kind of come up with on the spot. I'm not even joking, I didn't script any of that. I kind of just made it all up as of recording this video. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of my interpretation of the Hulk? Do you think the story actually kind of fits for this character? Do you think going the more archaeological and the more mythical route is a more unique take on this kind of character? Because I know that Bruce Banner's a really smart guy. So, I mean, the fact that I decided to make him an archaeologist instead of a scientist is kind of a bit of a huge leap, but it does make it its own unique character. But I'm getting into too much detail here. Also, genuine question, would you guys ever want to see this character being utilized in some variation of a comic? I know I tend to ask this question a lot, but I am very curious because, again, I would like to make comic books and content like this full time, and I would very much like for all of you out there to enjoy stuff that I make. Actually beckons another question that I should ask. Should I actually give off a detailed explanation on how I would essentially create a comic book universe utilizing the Marvel interpretations of all these public domain characters? Again, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, I really want to have a whole yapping session of me just kind of, discussing how I would essentially create my public domain MCU, but again, I won't make that video unless you guys want me to make that video. And again, the comments down below really matter. I'm telling you, listen, I read your comments. But I think that is actually going to be the end of this entire segment, so I'm going to end the video here. Just remember that art inspires all, but you can inspire more. Don't forget, everyone, to stay ultra. Okay, got that one down. Now on to the next video for today. God willing that they can actually enjoy this one. And not only that, I think this is a pretty good way to kind of kickstart my whole Avengers concept. Okay. Finally got you done. Let's just hope that they can enjoy this patriotic hero.